Fitness Queen Maria, hi too. Family Opio, hi too. How are you doing today, Family Opio? Family Opio. Gatune, hi, are you doing today, Gatune? How are you? And how are you doing today? Andrian Gatune. Thank you guys for joining. Let's like the live. Let's like the live, guys. Hello, good people. How was your Saturday? Let's like the live, guys. Let's like the live. Thank you so much for that like. Let's keep on liking the live. And let me know how your Saturday, how you fared on, this great Saturday. Let me know, guys. Let me know, guys. Hope you're doing fine. Karen, I'm good. I'm as we say I'm as strong as Fidel, something of sort. Otherwise, Colin, how are you today? How are you doing? How are you doing today, Colin? All the way from Nakuru County. Karen, all the way from Nakuru County. Oh, thank you. Karen, how are you doing today? Karen, how are you doing today? Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. You are uploading a video today or now? Is it now or today? Kalen, when are you uploading the video? Because I have my computer here, I'm just going to check. Internal audit. Okay, let me check on it. I'm also today, by tomorrow I should have a new video, a very long one, a very long video. So today I'm also going to upload a new video. Let me check on your video, Carlin. Now. Let me just go to YouTube here so that I can check on your video. Today, Carlin, which kind of wow, I'll be waiting. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, today I'm going to edit it today, and then by tomorrow morning it should be there. By tomorrow morning it should be there. So let me check on the video that you have uploaded, because I have my laptop here. Which is the theme of the video, Carlen? Which is the theme of the video? Which is the theme? Okay, I also do, because once I subscribe to your platform, I always put all. And thank you so much for putting all. Yeah, once you have put all, now you are able to get notifications on when we have new videos or something of sort. Even when you upload a short, I always get a notification that Carlen has uploaded a short video. I always get that kind of notification. So even this one should be somewhere. Oh, I can see it. Through my phone, I can see that you have a new video. 1 minute ago. Yeah, I can see it. Oh, it's about those people who feel dating old men is good. Which is your perspective on that? Or I should listen to the video and then get ask some questions? I think that should be the best strategy, because when you tell me the answer, now I'll be discouraged to listen to the video. And when I listen to the video, it's easier because it's going to add some views. So the best thing is all about yeah, upload a long video, because it's going to give you watch time, and watch time is what you should be looking for, Kali. I think dating old men is so cool. Okay, you are the boss here. So if it's cool, then tunaanguka nayo. You go by your view. Yes. But most important is all about getting love. Is it love or contentment? Which one should come first? Is it love or contentment, Karen? Which one should come first? Is it love or contentment? Because I think you might have love and you are not contented in that marriage, and then you might be contented, but maybe you and your guy, maybe you are hair broke. So which one should come first? Keeping the money factor. Yeah, but I'm asking this one from life kind of from the life perspective. Okay, I agree. If you get an old man, maybe who is well off, a man that maybe a man who want to keep you, maybe you can go, you can just say, hey, you know what, guys, I have just gotten my man, and then you, yes. But I'm asking, supposing even you are dating an old man, so which one should come first? Is it the aspect of love? Is it the aspect of money, or is it the aspect of contentment? Which one between the three? Is it money? Is it love? Or is it contentment? Similar young boys are dating, you know, old ladies. I think in terms of revolutionization, or money comes first. What if the man has money, but okay, let me put it this way. What if the man has money, that old man has money, then that man is violating your rights in terms of maybe he is not giving you satisfaction, in terms of maybe he has beaten you, or violating your right through gender-based violence. Where do we draw the line between, just having a man with money, in terms of your well-being? Where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line in terms of your well-being and in terms of money when you are in a relationship? I think that should be the best way that I can put it. Where do we draw the line? Because someone might have a lot of money, might have a lot of cash, but at the end of the day, he is violating your rights. So where do we draw the line in terms of your well-being? I'm sure you don't get married to him. But how? And already you are using his resources. How? Already you are using your resources. And once you have used his resources, then you are also violating his rights. So where do we draw the line? Where should we draw the line? Because first of all, you got into him because probably you thought that maybe he was well off, he had money, he had everything that you are looking in terms of we call it financial stability and something of sort. But at the end of the day, you are saying that you don't get married to him. How? And already remember, you're also using his resources. So that's the question that I always ask myself. Where should we draw the line when it comes to relationship between, our relationships, when we have money and when we need our well-being? Because our well-being also matters. But the money he gives you, save for dry days. Kale, let me tell you let me tell you this thing, because I'm sure maybe probably you haven't heard of it. I have seen, when I was in campus, that's about 2017, 2018. When I was in KU, I graduated in 2017. That's when I graduated. And there was this kind of a lady. He was dating another guy, just as you are saying, he was dating another guy. And the guy used to work, Kahawa Barracks. This is a barrack which is adjacent to the university. And the guy was super rich in terms of resources. He could provide everything. And just as you are saying, the girl used to collect a lot of money from the guy, you know, and the girl probably thought that the guy was so cool, and in terms of taking the relationship to the next level in terms of marriage would not matter when her days, when he has milked the guy dry. And so we graduated with the girl, sorry, we graduated with the girl. And you know what the girl did? You know, remember, for the 4 years, the girl, she was in campus, the guy used to provide for her. It was the guy, now the military guy. Let me just call him the military guy. It was the military guy who used to pay, the university fee for the girl. It was the same military guy who used to rent, a better house for this lady. It was also the military guy who, she had kept this girl with high-end lifestyle. When I mean high-end lifestyle, there is nothing that the girl could lack from this guy. And so we graduated in 2018, and what now you are saying, the girl now thought that it was time for her to disappear. At the end of the day, the girl, she has completed her studies, and she's now ready to go and face the world in terms of looking for a job or something of sort. And therefore she could no longer see any usefulness in this guy. And so the girl planned. So once we graduated, the girl switched off the phone. Okay, the girl switched off the phone, and the guy started smelling something fishy. And so what happened, the guy just got a hint that the girl was moving out of the house that he had rented her. And so the girl moved out with everything. And now when this military guy came, he just got an information from the caretaker that the girl had removed everything, and the girl had gone. Thank you, Ismatulo. How are you today? How are you today? So what happened was a very tricky thing. Now this military guy started trailing the girl, okay, because he felt a lot of pain, that he had used almost all his resources, to cater for this girl, to ensure that she lived the best life. In fact, she was my classmate, so I'm talking this thing from an experienced point of view. She was my classmate, and she used to live a high-end life. I only came to know about the story after we graduated. So the girl just went, switched off the phone. Thank you so much, Ismatulo. Switched off the phone, and this military guy started trailing the girl. Unfortunately, or fortunately, the girl had eloped with another guy who had also graduated. So the girl eloped, and she never went to the village with everything that the military guy had bought. So she vacated that house and went to start a new life with this guy whom they had just graduated with him. Unfortunately, the military guy knew where the girl had relocated to, and I want to tell you, it was a tragic thing, because the girl was massacred. Massacred with a knife. Okay, the girl was massacred with a knife. And when I came to realize about the story, to hear about the entire story, the story was that the girl, the girl was from a very well of family, but because of this kind of peer pressure that I want to get married to a rich boyfriend or something of that, or I just want a sponsor. During our time we used to call them sponsor, so that he wanted to have a sponsor. So the girl now, that's the reason why the girl had entered into this kind of a relationship. So the military guy was able to trail the girl and where she lived. So the military just went there, and the girl, I want to tell you, she was massacred. And the military guy, just took himself to the police station to write the statement that there is a girl that he had massacred, and he had tried the reasons why he had massacred the girl. And one, he said that the girl had manipulated her during the 4-year course, in terms of getting school fee. The girl has manipulated this guy in terms of being paid the rent for 4 years. Imagine, because I think they met when the girl was about when the girl was about to enter her second year. So that's the reason why now I was asking this simple question: where do we draw the line when it comes to our welfare or our wellness, our wellness and our safety, and when we want to have this kind of a money? Because at the end of the day, you are going to meet the guy. A guy is super rich, but a guy has a wife, for instance. Okay, so where do we put the line? And at the end of the day, as long as you are using the guy's money, we always say there is no pain without gain. There is no gain without pain. That should be the correct way. There is no gain without pain. So it's all about, even though we always love to have this kind of a fresh life, to have this kind of a fresh lifestyle, but the question should be, where do we draw the line between having all these kind of resources and having our wellness? Because at the end of the day, you are getting a sponsor, for instance, but the sponsor has a family. So at the end of the day, you are sure that the sponsor will not marry you. But at the end of the day, the sponsor, must get everything from you because you are using his resources. So I am always contented with what I have. That has helped me a lot, of course. But that's a very critical discussion that most of the girls or most of the ladies don't consider, because at the end of the day, as I was saying, we are having sponsors, but we are sure that these sponsors have families. So at the end of the day, even if, let me first of all check on this one. Now I'm checking on your video. So even if we are having this kind of sponsors, where do we draw the line in terms of our relationship? We are very sure that even though we are going to get all these kinds of financial resources from the sponsors, they are not going to marry us. And probably, I don't think there is a lady or a girl who would not love to have a brighter future in terms of being financially independent, a brighter future in terms of for those who love families. I know there are ladies, 21st century ladies, who maybe don't have who probably don't value to have families, or what I may call a nuclear family. Maybe they just want to be dependent. But the main thing is, where do we draw the line? Two schoolmates of mine were killed in the same way. That's very true. That's what is happening in the modern world. Okay, in as much as we are saying that maybe when I see a sponsor, I'm going to pass with him like fire. But now the main question is, what about our safety? Because that's the question that most of the ladies don't ask themselves. And I wish If these two ladies of if these two classmates of viewers that were killed because of in such type of a manner, mine was a TB. I had not getting that very clear, but the question is very simple, or the answer should be very simple. Most of us, we don't want to have this kind of a reflection that I'm using this guy's resources. I'm also playing with his emotions, and if he has resources, he is capable of doing anything. That's the reason why you see a very beautiful girl, but the girl has been mired in what I call a serial kind of a relationship. The girl knew very well that this man was probably married. The girl, he was using his resources, but the girl was just playing some games. Do you think that man will be contented to see you just drain off his resources and you just walk freely after eating or after misusing his resources? What should, that should give us at least a better view in terms of understanding where we are moving in, where we on how we are moving on as a generation. Yeah, I have listened to your clip. Very precise and very direct to the point. That one I can't allow. That one I can't allow. That's the reason why I'm working so hard. That if one day, one time, I'm going to have a girl, and this girl, I see that there is a man that want to marry him or to marry her, and at the end of the day, maybe that man is tending to violate her rights. Me, I can't allow my son or my daughter. Let me put it very clear. Even my son, I cannot allow my son to go to experience what I would call marriage kind of trauma, or even my girl to experience such kind of a thing. That one I can't and I cannot stand watching my kid uh, you know at getting beaten by a man because of the relationship. That one cannot apply. That one to me is it's a big no. It's a big no. They should get someone who respects their values, someone who respects their background, and if their relationship is not working, let them come back home. Yeah, let them come back home. I'm just going to treat him or her, just like that small baby that I used to treat. So I can never, 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 never allow my son or my daughter to experience some lagos in their marriages. I would wish them to have the best, the best of their lives. And my wish is that, they become even more better than me. But at the end of the day, once they get, to that level of getting married, or being married, I cannot allow someone just to, to beat up my daughter, to violate the rights of my son. For that one, for me, is a big no. It's a big no. So, and I always pity, parents that allow their daughter to undergo, those kind of a marriage conflict. Because I know at the end of the day, these kind of small conflicts, at the end of the day, they end up being, you know, for that one is a no. For that one is a no. Even me, I always say one thing. When I'm not comfortable in the relationship that I am in, I just have to call it off, and life keeps on moving on. Let me tell you one thing. There is nothing like just stay that the marriage is going to work, oh, blah, blah, blah. For that one is a no. Because at the end of the day, you see these kind of small kind of conflicts, they end up maybe someone being killed in that kind of a relationship. And there is nothing as worse as having mental trauma, in a relationship. If it's not working, then it is not working. If it's working, perfect. Let's keep on going. But if it is not working, there is no need for me or for the man will change, the man will change, but the lady will be told to stay there because of the children. I always say this. Before we came to the 21st century, there is a thing that we used to say, women and development. We used to call it WAD, W-A-D, WAD, women and development. But now we are in the 21st century, and this is where now we have WID, women in development. So women have become a very instrumental component in terms of ensuring that they are developing our nation, and they are becoming even national and global leaders. And therefore, this is a kind of a nonsense that should not be tolerated in the 21st century. There is no way today that I want to get that today I have a family and I have a wife, but each and every time I'm beating her as if she is my property. She is also human, and she can feel the pain. And therefore, any parent who is serious for the wellness and for the welfare of their kid should focus, on giving them a platform for development and progress. And marriage should not be taken as if it's, it is kind of a paramount thing. No. If the relationship is not working, let it not work, and therefore we call it a day. But there is no need and there is no essence of seeing a child being beaten or her rights being violated because she is a woman. That one for me is a big no. We need, our parents, and this is one thing that I have always been saying. Our parents should embrace us and understand that times have changed. Not the way they used to live in the 20th or in the early 21st century, when they were being beaten in their marriages and all they could do was to persevere. For our case is a different case, and there is nothing like perseverance. Josie. Yes. Okay.
Wewe tu unauza mwili yako kwa mzee saizi ya babako
So there is nothing like perseverance. For that one, put a big X. And women should not accept, for them to be used as a tool when it comes in terms of building the marriage. Women should be taken as serious partners that are, that women should be taken as serious partners that are critical in ensuring that marriages are successful. And therefore, this kind of a notion that, even if your rights have been violated, you should just remain in that kind of a violent marriage, that one for me is a big no. No one should be exploited when it comes to the issue of marriage. Even if we always say that, men are the head of the family and the staff, also women should be respected and their rights should be respected. So everyone should be given space, and no one should, no rights should be violated. And once you see that your rights are being violated in a marriage, call it off, and tell God to give you the next direction. I'm sure God will always give you the next direction. Performance of external audits and collaborating with other students. So Kalen, that one should not apply in the 21st century. Every light, if you become famous, would money change you? Famous in terms of what, Kalen? You can become famous because of different reasons. Though I always say this one thing, money should not be taken as anything that should be misused in terms of violating other rights. It should not be taken as a tool to exploit others. I always view money as a tool, to enhance and to change the lives of others. That's how money should be taken. And therefore, even if someone is famous, money should be taken as a tool to ensure, it enhances it enhances or it elevates, the lives of others in our societies. And I always feel so bad. I wish you are in TikTok. Sometimes I do this kind of short clips. I always feel a lot of pain, especially when I see politicians, tending to misuse maybe young girls, or to exploit maybe the poor in the society because they have the monies, or they have. Okay. The thing that I was saying was, I always feel a lot of pain, especially when money is used as a tool for exploitation. So money should not be used as a tool of exploitation, but it should be used as a tool, to ensure that we elevate the lives of others. So the best figure say that I want to leave, when after my exit, all of us, we are going to exit one day, one time. It's all about how maybe I got something and how that thing, was able to help or to change others in terms of elevating their lives. So money to me does not give me the power to exploit others, or maybe to misuse others because I have the resources. Money should be used as a critical tool of elevating others within our society. So to me, Colin, even if I have all the money in the world, I would not change my personality. My personality would still remain the same. My personality would still remain the same. Hi, Colin. Yes. So for your question, money would not change any personality. It won't change any form of my personality. My personality would still remain the same. I always desire, on effecting some changes in our society in terms of elevating people's life, you know, and ensuring that our society is at a better position rather than having resources and exploiting others. I always bear in mind one thing, the essence of mortality. When you bear in mind that all these resources, you should use them in terms of, you have them today, but you should use them effectively, and then you give to the next generation or to someone else. Then you appreciate the essence of sharing what you have and not exploiting others, rather than sharing it in the best way possible. Therefore, money should not be used as a tool for exploitation, rather should be used as a tool to elevate others in our communities or in our societies. So we should be very careful in terms of how we have our resources, because our resources are very, very critical. Resources should be very, when it comes to handling of resources, the others who just get famous today and tomorrow they have like 100+ candles. You see, that's the difference. The others who have a lot of resources, but they understand that these resources, you should just use them effectively. What's your take on the guy who threw his shoe on the president? I always say that even if you don't love the president, give him the credit that he was elected. He was elected, and he should be given, time. Even if he doesn't deliver, or even if he lose the country, give him the benefit of doubt. And the best option that we can do if we are dissatisfied with him is just exercising our mandate when the election times come. But I don't see the reason why someone should throw a stone to him, or maybe use a vulgar language. The best weapon should be about the issue of using the voters card, to take him home if he cannot deliver. But in terms of this is one of the things that I don't love from the politicians, because all the politicians, they are now okay. We have team A and team B. So we have team A and team B. Team A is talking about Ruto must go, and then in terms of name calling and something of stuff. On the other team, now the president and his team, they are doing a lot of will dealing. This one is for a fact. There is a lot of corruption that is ongoing. These are facts. But on the other hand, we should give him the benefit of doubt. Let's give him time. Even if he doesn't deliver, let's take him time. Once the election time comes, let's not occur. We might disappear without. Don't mind about that, but you see, at the end of the day, it's always good to speak up when it comes to these some of these political issues, because at the end of the day, uh, we are exploited, but we have to keep quiet. But to zero rate on or to finish on the discussion, the guy did not do the right thing. The best strategy that he could have done is just wait until the election time come, and then through his vote he could have made the decision. So that one is now the issue. On the other issue about getting lost without trace, I don't like the issue of abductions, and these are some of the issues. Yes, of course, sometimes silence is the way appeal, and that's how I am. You never see me trying to call someone named Corin in terms of saying that this guy is a thief, this guy is a what, this guy. No, but I know the right thing that I should do is to exercise my democratic right, and therefore, if I'm highly dissatisfied with you, then I know what I can do. Yes, otherwise, let's get back to our topic, because when you talk about the politics and the politicians, a lot of issues that does not build up, our country. So the issue about your daughter or your son, telling him or her to, I rarely do, because the issue is all about politics. And there is a time I used to listen to them, but some of them don't even have the substance. Talking in terms of development, in terms of change, they are just there to defend their positions and their leaders. Now that's the worst thing. So in fact, I really, like watching this kind of mainstream media. So for now, Citizen for me is out, and TV for me is out. So many of them, I don't watch them. But initially, when there were some guys who used to have some substance, but now it's all about politics. Oh, there was a lady who said that the guy was right. On which basis? Which basis? On which basis that the lady said that the guy did the right thing? Which was the reason that was given by that girl or that lady to say that throwing the shoe to the president was the right thing that that guy could have done? You see now, that's what I have just told you, that they are bringing a lot of people who doesn't have the substance, to tackle some of these critical issues. Because when you talk about, someone throwing maybe a shoe to the president, tomorrow it will not be even a shoe, and tomorrow it will not be even Luto. Okay, you might hear that he was trying to tell the president he was not happy with the government. That was the long approach. That was the long approach, because you see, supposing that guy had a form of a weapon such as a gun. So today we could be having civil war in Kenya, in terms of saying that you cannot just file long. Okay, let's say that we are not happy. For instance, let me just be open. I'm not happy with the way some of the things are being operated in this nation. But you see, I cannot take that, to go and kill someone because they have failed. The best thing that I can do is to do my civic duty, as a responsible citizen. We have something that we call responsible citizenry. So this is where you, as a responsible citizen, you just take the right measures to ensure that such type of readers or such type of readers are not able to be re-elected in the office. Because I was thinking of this kind of a scenario. Supposing that guy had a gun, today we could be in civil war because the president has been killed. So as we talk, now we could be having a lot of army on our roads trying to protect this nation because our president was assassinated. So to me, that was not that was very long approach. Yeah, that was very, very long. So we should not, you see, once we started now taking this matter in such that we are so personalized into taking them as they are, then we miss them. We miss the main point, and the main point should be about change, should be about development, should be about progress, should be about equitability, should be about addressing the gender-based violence cases. Yeah, that's a form of disrespect. Yeah, because you don't collect along with a law. We always say two longs don't make a light. That one for sure, two longs don't make a light. That's a form of disrespect. And if the guy had a gun, then as I was telling you, we could be having a kind of a civil war. So we should not focus on that. Even though we are dissatisfied with the government and the way everything is being operated, we can do our civic duty by voting them out. That should be the best approach that we can use. But in terms of killing, in terms of name calling, those are some of the things that can never take us forward as a nation. So we should shun on that. Yeah, we should shun on that. That was so long. That was so long. So long. And that's the reason why I don't listen to most of these mainstream media, because Instead of talking how we can have better leadership and governance, now they are talking about the president was beaten with a shoe, then was it right or wrong? You see, that form of a discussion as a nation is not taking us to the next level. We always say that a nation such as Singapore, we gained our independence same time as Singapore. But today, Singapore is a producer, is a manufacturer, is doing all these kind of things. But today, look at us. We are still there. We cannot even produce a toothpick. And Karen went to school. Karen has all kind of, qualifications that once the resources are available, Karen and others who went to school can do others and they can transform this nation. So our focus should be on how we can revive our nation to be a better nation. Otherwise, that was by the way. Let's get back to our topic. So as we said, when you come to the issue of gender-based violence in our marriages, I always believe that one should not be tolerated. Yeah, that one should not be tolerated, and parents should have the right, to ensure that their kids are well protected in their marriages. And I love this kind of parents who are very open, to their kids, that even if they are suffering in their marriages, they just have a word with their parents, and at the end of the day, everything is solved. Yeah, and everything is solved. So, as parents, as 21st century parents, I think that should be the best way. What should be a punishment for someone who beats their partners? This one is a little bit tricky because it all depends. For instance, if someone kills you, then he should rot in jail. That's my view. If someone disciplines you, maybe because you are his wife, and maybe he feels that you did not do the right thing, then I think you should get a divorce, because at the end of the day, I think both of you guys, you are mature people, and if you have kind of a miscommunication, that's that's when now the parents comes in. So I don't think someone should violate your rights by beating you up, because at the end of the day, you are, all of you are mature guys, and therefore when now we start having this kind of petty war in terms of uh, couples throwing each other sufurias and something of such, that one now that one now makes the entire thing to be very odd. Men always experience gender-based violence, but they don't open up. For that one, I agree. You see, this position that I am in, I recall one morning I opened this job, and then I saw a man, and I felt so bad by the information that I was given by that guy. So that guy just told me that he do them Jeko kind of a guy. Of course, because I think I always believe that you should have sober discussions. Your discussions should be so sober, in such a way that you are able to collect some of these issues, because some of the couples, they fight because of petty issues, that I'm suspecting Karen as my partner, she is cheating, and I'm just suspecting. At the end of the day, I just sip one or two bottles from somewhere, and then I come home on allegations that you have been cheating, and then from there, all of a sudden, it's all about fight. So that one, I think it's not fair. Let me just tell you this story. So I opened my job as usual in the morning, and then I got this guy, and this guy, he just came, and he talked my mother tongue, so he just came and told me, you know, you are like a man like me, but let me just be open up. And we have never interacted, by the way. This was the first time, but he just told me that he want to open up something to me if I'm open, and then I told him he can continue. So this guy told me that he used to work in a mujengo, and they used to have this kind of a huge project. So he used to earn money before COVID. Okay, he used to earn a lot before COVID, and he had maintained his family in a very good way. But unfortunately, after COVID, these construction kind of jobs, they just started disappearing, and therefore he was not an exception. So he didn't have the job, and now he is just, he has just been surviving on looking for these jobs wherever he sees them. If he is lucky enough, he is given a job. If he is not lucky enough, then at the end of the day, he is just like that. And therefore, the wife now started, doing this kind of a form of madaraus. You know that the madaraus, eh? And the worst thing that this man got from the wife was one day he just went home. He didn't have the job, and he just carried bread and milk. Okay, so he just entered the house, and the wife started name calling. You are not even circumcised. Such type of vulgar language, because he didn't have the unga. And he started listening with the wife, and he told the wife, imagine you are calling me such type of names, you know, in front of my kids. He told me that he had 4 kids. So the wife did not calm down. He started telling him, oh, you're not even circumcised, you are not even a man enough. How on earth would you just come with just a loaf of bread, and then with just a milk? And at the end of the day, are we going to eat you or something of sort? So the name started calling him a lot of names. And this man, according to, he was just telling me the story. I was very keen to listen to what he was saying. So this man just went up to the house, and he went to console, or to tell this kind of information to his friend. Unfortunately, the friend did not bail him out. So the friend told him, because we have this kind of thing that we call family friends. So this guy told him, I'm going to talk with your wife, because I know your family, I know her, I can talk with her, so that next time, she does not call you in front of your kids. And that was it. So the man went back to the house. Uh, the wife never talked to him, and that was the story. So the following day, the wife, you see now, the wife now started having the affair with the other guy, with the other family friend guy, who this man had gone to console, or to tell him the story about, on how he has been name called by the wife. And the man never knew, so he continued hustling for the jobs here and there. And there is this kind of a good neighbor who used to tell him that, I always see Kamau in your house. Kamau is also a married man, but a family friend to this family. But Kamau, I always see Kamau in your house, always with your wife, talking, sijui nini nini. So the man, the man never suspected anything. But there is this day that this man, that this man was just God. In fact, he told me it was like God. He just went to look for the job, in the morning as usual, but something just came up. He was not lucky enough, and he thought, let me just back to my house, and probably see what I can see. Then from there, if things are not going to work well, then I'm ready to go back to the country. So he went back to the house, and he got Kamau, the man that he was consoling with his wife. And now he came. Now, in fact, it was during the morning hours. So I had just opened the job, and then this guy is here telling me that story. And now he told me, I was thinking now I need a kind of a knife, because I need to go and kill that man. I also need to kill this woman because he has disrespected me a lot. And I was trying to console with that man, but instead of consoling with me, he was, going back behind my, he was going back in my house behind my back. And the worst thing is that all these kind of name callings was because Kamal was giving the wife something in terms of finances and something of sort. And therefore, when I looked at the entire thing critically, it was all about the gender-based violence in terms of men. And he told me, my friend, I don't have anything. In fact, I gave him 300 Kenya shillings, and he told me, you have just, and then I told him, there is no need to go and kill Kamau, because at the end of the day, you are saying that you have 3 kids with that man. No, he just told me that because his head, he told me that he just feel like he can be mad anytime, and he needed just 50 bob to go and buy a knife so that he could go back in the house, probably to kill the wife, and then from there maybe anything can happen to him. I told him there was no need to do that. So all I wanted was now he told me the solution that I can give him. I told him, do you have maybe because jobs are not working in Nairobi, do you have somewhere where you can go back and maybe you start reconstructing your wife, his life? He told me that he was willing to go back to their country, and he told me that he only needed 300 Kenya shillings for the fare. I didn't know the man. I just gave him 300 Kenya shillings, and then he told me, you know what? You have just saved my life, because I really wanted to go and buy a knife. He had 50 bob. He had 50 bob before he told me that story. He told me, you know what? You have just saved my life, because I'm not even going back to that house. I'm just going straight to town, and then I'm going to board a vehicle back to my up country, and then see how things are going to work out. From that day, I think now it's about a year, I haven't seen that man. I even can't recall his face, because it was my first time to meet him, and he was just a stranger, but he told me the story, and that was a very good way of understanding that men are undergoing a lot of stress and a lot of gender violence in their marriages. So I don't know if he is still single. I don't know how they resolve the issue with the wife, but I felt a lot of pain for that man. I told him, now, if there is no need to go and kill your wife. Yes. Okay. So I told him there was no need to go and kill Kamau, not to kill the wife, because at the end of the day, you'll go to committee, and all these kids that you're saying that you have had with that wife. He told me that he had 3 kids. So all those 3 kids, now they could be hearing that the father killed the mother and the father is in committee. So I told him it was not worthwhile to do that. So he told me he went to the up country. From that day up to now, I haven't seen that man. And even I cannot recall his face. That's now the issue. So a lot of men, as you have said, Carlin, they are undergoing a lot of stress in their houses, and a lot of gender-based kind of violence. So men, but I always say one thing as a man, at the end of the day, we as men, we are trying to do everything to impress our women. At the end of the day, we just forget that we are also in existence. And therefore, I always say, or I always, saying that men should also focus on also having life beyond their families. And therefore, when I have some extra coins, I just go somewhere and I eat maybe half kg of meat, and then I have my peace of mind, and that is it. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to die in terms of trying to look for everything for my family. At the end of the day, maybe I'm not so appreciated. At the end of the day, you see. But most of men, that's the kind of do you have a family? Yes, I have one kid, a very young kid. He just went to school the other day, just like your son. You see, I always see your son here, and I always see my son. He is that kind of an age. But you see, at the end of the day, most of men, they just, I don't know what happens once they are in marriage. They are just kind of prideful dead. They just want to have everything for their family, and then they forget that their wellness or their welfare is also important. So it's also a good thing to have a focus, because at the end of the day, that's the reason why young men are dying at a very young age. Because you have a kid or you have two kids, but at the end of the day you are overwhelmed. You by the age of 35 you are already under stress. By the age of 40 you are already under pressure. By the age of 55 you're already gone. But you see, the reason why you could see very young men or very old men, the other generation trying to survive for a very long period of time, they used to balance life. They used to balance life. For instance, in my community, there was a time when men could meet, when men could, beat all these kind of stories, when they could probably say that this is the day when we need to, to have a goat for men, and they talk on how, some issues that are linked with men. But nowadays, life is so isolated. For instance, you see this place I always open here all alone from Monday to Sunday. Especially, I have to go. I need to put. Thank you so much, Carlin. Let's meet tomorrow. But talking on everything, it's always good to to put your wellness and your welfare first. Yes, your wellness and your welfare first. Then others will always come. I also feel that I should end this life at this point, and I always want to thank you guys with a lot of love. Thank you so much, guys, and I want to appreciate you guys. Always, let's see what is going to unfold. Have a blessed Sunday. Tomorrow is on Sunday, and God willing, guys, we might meet tomorrow. So I want to wish you the best of your day, guys. Let's meet tomorrow and see how things are going to be. So tomorrow, guys, God willing, I'm going to upload a new video, so stay tuned, and yeah, we see how things are going to be. So as usual, guys, I really want to say thank you. Have a blessed Saturday evening, guys. Until tomorrow, ciao, guys.